Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here, your instructor for this Python batch number 150. Can you hear me? If yes, please confirm in the chat box. Can you hear me? Please type yes in the chat box if you can hear me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining the session. I welcome you all to this first session on Python batch number 150. Thank you for your confirmations. Let us stop the chat. Let us stop the chat. Thank you for your confirmations. Let us stop the chat. Okay. So if you want to look at the course content, my dear participants, if you want to look at the course content, you can scan this particular QR code and have a look at the course contents, which we'll be covering as part of the training. Okay, perfect. Next point. There is a WhatsApp group created for this particular batch. There is a WhatsApp group created for this particular batch. I will request all the participants to join the WhatsApp group so that you get the updates about this particular batch. I'm anyway sharing the link in the chat box now. This is Python batch WhatsApp group link. I'm sure you already are in the WhatsApp group. If you're not in the WhatsApp group, especially for this particular batch, every batch, there will be a dedicated WhatsApp group. If you are not in the WhatsApp group, I just posted the link in the chat box. Using the chat box, using the link which I posted in the chat box, you can join the WhatsApp group specially created for this particular batch to get the updates. The first 5 sessions, as you can see, the first 5 sessions of this training are the free trainings so that you can experience the demo classes. And then from day 6, the Zoom link will change and then it will be given only to the paid candidates. This is not a free training. I hope you already got the information. This is not a free training. This is a paid training for Python batch. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to provide this particular training. Let me have a quick introduction about myself. I'm Sunil, based out of Hyderabad. I'm having close to 11 years of experience in the IT industry. I started as a developer in Oracle platform. I trained in Oracle applications. I've worked in Oracle applications as a techno-functional consultant for a period of 4 years. And then I have shifted my technology from Oracle applications to AWS, DevOps, and Python. I used to provide training on AWS and DevOps, and right now I am providing training on Python. So this is about quick introduction about myself. We'll have an introduction about the participants. Some participants wants to have a talk. So if you want to have a talk, please raise your hand. So we'll have an interaction with some of the participants. Please provide your introduction. Please mention what is your, why are you planning to join this particular Python course. And once we have an introduction with some of the participants, and we will be getting into the subject of Python. So this is our plan for today. So before getting started, let's have interaction with Vasant. Good morning, Vasant. How are you doing? You are now allowed to unmute. By default, you will be on mute. Yes, Vasant.
Hi, Sunil. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. And what about you, Sunil?
Doing well. Thank you. Thank you, Vasant. Thank you for joining the session. Your experience, your qualification, and reasons for joining Python.
Yeah, totally. I have 8 years of experience in IT. Also, I just saw my AWS and DevOps videos. Both are useful for my career growth.
Wow.
I'm really thankful for that.
AWS and DevOps of my training or other trainings?
Your training.
My training. Thank you, Vasant.
Yeah.
Thank you for your feedback.
3 years before Sunil. After that, I joined the DevOps. But your course was really useful. The way you were teaching, and we can able to easily understand.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm currently just working both AWS and Azure. For this, my side, the Python is required because I'm using some Python language. So that is the reason I have joined. And also, Sunil, my suggestion is to do you have any classes for the scripting?
Python scripting.
Yes.
I am planning to include Python scripting in this particular course. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Vasant?
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. As you
Thank
know,
you.
Python is also used in DevOps, Vasant. Okay.
Yes, yes,
So nowadays,
yes.
Python is used in almost all the technologies, artificial intelligence, machine learning, automation. Am I right? So
Yes,
this is
you are
very
right.
commonly used technology. So that's the reason I also have interest in delivering this training. Okay. Thank you. I like AWS and DevOps. I'm sure I might promise you will also enjoy this particular Python training. Thank you, Vasant.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you. Sir.
Good morning, Mohammed. How are you doing? Your location, your experience.
Hey, Sunil, thank you so much for giving.
We have lost your voice.
Okay.
The voice
Am I
is not.
audible?
Yeah, it
Am I
is.
audible?
It is better now. Yes, Mohammed.
Good now?
It is better now. Please proceed.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk to you again. So I have taken your course AWS and DevOps a couple of months ago.
Okay, couple of months.
Like,
Have you
I
taken
mean,
the
like,
recorded sessions or the live training?
No, I think I purchased that the recordings.
Okay, recorded sessions.
Yeah, I have attended some sessions as well, but due to the time difference, so I was not able to attend the live sessions. But I think now onwards I'll be able to, because I'm like doing the night shifts here. Here in
Okay.
Canada, it's 40 or like almost 2 a.m. So I
Is
was
it
like
okay?
wondering
2
if,
o'clock. Okay.
yeah, it's okay for now. Yeah, it's good. It's good for now.
Okay.
So I was just like looking for the Python course, especially taught by you actually. The videos that you gave me for the AWS and DevOps were so fantastic, and like
Thank
it was
you.
easy for me to learn. I'm from the non-IT background,
Mhm.
so it's actually helpful for me. So thank you so
Understanding
much
cloud,
again.
especially for
Yeah.
non-IT, understanding cloud should be more simplified.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's no chance.
Same way, Mohammed, even
Thank you so much
generally
again.
from one more point, Mohammed, generally people from non-IT, they fear about programming language. Okay. So please remove that particular fear. Okay. I will make the Python concepts as simplified as possible. That's our specialty. I hope you understand.
Sure, man. That's why I joined your course, man.
Yeah.
I'm like hoping for the best.
The only
I need
challenge
your
I think it will
support.
be probably midnight, 2 o'clock. You have to wake up. That's the only challenge.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's like your lecture. Don't care about the timing.
Anyways, one advantage, as you know, every session is recorded. In case if you miss a particular session, you can catch up the recording and get ready for the next session.
Sure. We'll text you on the WhatsApp. Like if I miss
Perfect.
something. Yeah, my name is Mohammed from Canada. Okay.
Yeah, thank you,
Just
Mohammed.
make me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hima Bindu, good morning. How are you doing? Sunil here. You are now allowed to unmute.
Hello, Sunil. Good morning.
Good morning, Hima. How are you doing?
Yeah, I would like to tell all the participants that, I have gone through your AWS and DevOps sessions before. I've been to non-IT before and just got placed into a topmost MNC. So I would like to, thank you.
Wow,
And,
thank you.
And I have been serving with the company for past 1.5 years, more than that, actually. I have taken your DevOps sessions in 2021.
So, my dear team, let's congratulate Mr. Hima Bindu on the chat box. She got into
Thanks
the
a
dream
lot.
IT
I
job.
want to take this opportunity to thank you, actually, before everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. So how was your journey? So first, how did you started? Did you start? What course you have learned?
One of my cousins suggested me to go through the AWS sessions. I just bought it and gone through that. Yeah. And then parallelly,
At one point, have you attended live training or you have got the recordings?
No. AWS, I have, gone through the recordings, but DevOps, parallelly, I have attended the live sessions.
By Mr. Ankit
Narula. Within 1 month, I just got placed into an MNC actually at that time.
Wow.
So it haven't taken much, hard work. Your sessions are like,
How is it a training help you in clearing the technical questions? Now it happens.
Completely. I just gone through your trainings. That's it.
Okay.
So I haven't, gone through anything else related to DevOps. So
just
it helped me a lot.
The course, right? Very
yes,
good.
Yes. Now thought of,
based
learning.
Out of India or?
Yeah, based out of India and Hyderabad, and I
Hyderabad.
just met you before actually.
Okay.
Yes,
In the meet
yeah.
and greet program?
Yes, true.
Okay, congratulations. Thank you, Hima.
Now to
So-
upgrade myself and to, sustain in this, IT industry, I just thought of learning some shell related, scripting related things.
Very
So
happy to talk to you. In
join
fact,
this.
generally, many people are close to 40 people are raising their hands, but generally, randomly, I picked up your
Yeah, I
call.
got this opportunity.
But thank you. I'm very happy
This
to
could
start
be
this.
helpful to others also. People who are coming from non-IT background, they can get motivated listening to this kind of words. Actually, I just got motivated listening to some person's words before, like the same way I'm sharing right away.
Thank you,
So
Hima. If
yes.
you like our institute, please refer our trainings to your friends and to
Of
your
course,
colleagues who want to get into IT job. Because many non-IT people wants to get into IT job and they generally
True,
do
it's
not have
like
any
a
guidance.
big dream to them. Yes.
Thank you, Hima. And one more thing, as you know, getting into IT job is one step and sustaining is second step. Agree? Part two.
Yes.
So continuous learning, focus and dedication, upgrading ourselves, learning Python like how you have taken a decision. So
Yes.
this helps you to have more longevity in your career. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you,
for that.
Hima. Thank you very much.
Thank
Very happy
you.
to start this particular batch into very good news.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very happy to talk to one of our success stories. We have many success stories, but many not reported. Venu Babu, good morning, Venu. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, Sunil. Thanks for allowing us to speak in your session.
It's my pleasure.
I got a 10 years of experience. I took a break and I started career back actually. I got a job. I'm actually I'm a RHL admin, a Red Hat admin.
Okay, Red Hat Linux. Okay.
Yeah. So
You're back now
I,
to the industry and now
yes,
you're serving on which platform? Same Linux?
Same Linux. Actually, I've started learning Azure and Docker, Ansible and all. But I come to know through one of my friend about your course, and I'm interested areas are like security and programming.
Cybersecurity.
Yes,
Okay.
cybersecurity. Before any now DevOps and all this need some coding or at least a scripting experience or knowledge. So I thought like it's better to start with the Python. So I wanted to learn this. So hopefully this will help me.
So how do you happen to know this institute?
Through one of my friend.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's taking Azure DevOps course.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you, Venu. I'm sure you'll enjoy this Python learning also, especially you're from Linux background. Python is almost something which is nowadays used by almost all the platforms, isn't it?
Right.
So even in the cloud. So
yes.
Enjoy the training, Venu. Thank you very much.
To automate everything, like this is backbone of the industry now.
Correct.
So
in probably 10 years back, Java is used everywhere. Okay.
Right.
Now the things are changing. Python is
very
used
drastic.
everywhere.
Yes. Because of its modules and libraries.
Specific advantages are there. We'll invest to discuss about that. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Pawan Kumar.
Yeah, hi Sunil.
How are you, Pawan?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
Doing well. Your experience, your qualification.
Yeah,
Why are you planning to learn Python?
Sure. This is Pawan Kumar. Hi to everyone. And coming to my introduction is I work in IT industry. I'm based in Bangalore.
How many years of experience?
I have 12 plus years experience.
Very good experience, very wide experience.
Yeah.
Which platform?
I'm into this product based networking based products.
Production
testing.
support?
Yeah, no. Production. Products, I'm saying networking products.
Okay.
It's like wireless side, I'm saying. Yeah,
Okay.
your enterprise wireless side. And I have a experience on the TCL because as part of my job roles and responsibilities, we use TCL earlier. I had a gap in between on the automation side. along with manual, we usually do automation as well. Nowadays, all the companies frameworks was changed to Python. So
Yes.
I have a idea about very basic, not that. So I want to upskill my
Perfect.
to make it easier. My
Perfect. You will have a guided approach of learning Python here, Pawan.
yeah,
Okay. Thank you. How do you know this batch?
Sorry.
How do you came to know about this particular course?
Yeah, I was going through a couple of online to find out which one is better. Even I tried something to go to directly to the here some institutes in Bangalore as well. But I did not get any reference or any recommendation from anyone. So I'm touch base with some of my close friend in Hyderabad. So when I asked him, he started inquiring about for me, and one of the WhatsApp group he asked someone responded with this institute. Then I gone through it and I subscribed.
Thank you, Pawan. Thank you. I hope you'll enjoy the training.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. One more final call, final call, and then we'll get into the agenda of today's session. Soundarya.
Hello, sir. A very good morning to.
Good morning.
Yeah, and very good morning to everyone. I'm from Visakhapatnam, but currently situated in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. I have completed my graduation in 2016. After that, I got married and I was an online teacher. And so I do not have any IT background or type of career. And but I want to start my career in IT. So I came to know about this course by my cousin Manishankar.
He's into IT?
Yeah, he was from non-IT background and he joined your AWS course. He talked about your course and the way you teach was very good, and he was placed in TCS.
Okay, one more success story of your friend. So successfully he made his career from non-IT to the IT industry.
Exactly. And his placement and his package is also very good, which gave me a boost and confidence that I can also do something in IT.
Definitely, Soundarya. There are a lot of success stories here. Many success stories from lecturer background. They made their career into IT industry. Call center jobs, they have break dip and then they made change into IT industry. Okay, legacy course, legacy technologies, outdated technologies. There are many people who made their transition into IT industry, Soundarya. Okay, so keep motivated. The only thing is focus, Soundarya, understanding the concepts and focusing on whatever we are learning, understanding to my best. I'll be making sure whatever we are learning, whatever I'm delivering will be very clear. Okay, and I wish you all the best. Like your colleague, like your reference, you will also have successful transition into IT industry. All the best. May I know your qualification, if you don't mind, Soundarya?
Sir, I have studied electronics and communication in BTech.
BTech. Okay, you are having a right qualification. So only thing, focus, Soundarya. Okay, learn the technologies, focus, and get into the dream IT job, whatever you're planning for. Thank you.
Okay.
Perfect. So yes, there are many other participants planning to raise their hands. Okay, so planning to have a talk. But as you know, the most important point is to complete the agenda for planned day-wise agenda. Every day we'll have one day-wise agenda and we'll plan to complete that particular day-wise agenda. Okay, so in this session, let's learn what is Python. In fact, what is a programming language? Why should we learn programming language? There are different levels of programming language. We'll also learn Python comes under which kind of programming language. The father of Python, Guido van Rossum. We'll learn about him. What are the prerequisites to learn Python? What are the features of Python? We learn how can we install Python in our personal laptop or desktop. I want you to, my dear participants, after this particular training session, especially after this particular training, this particular session, I strongly recommend to install Python on your personal laptop. I'll guide you how to install Python. You'll also understand what is IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment. If time permits, because today is already we have completed 20 minutes of time, close to 25 minutes of time. If time permits, we'll also learn how can we write our first program and how can we run our first program and how to get we'll be experiencing the output of our first program. So let's get started. Every session is recorded. My dear participants, every session is recorded. This is available in our platform. I hope you know it is logiclabstech.com. Couple of first 3-4 sessions will be available in our YouTube channel also for this particular live training. So this is what you are attending, Python batch number 150, which we are starting today at 11 o'clock on 4th July. So you can also refer to this particular URL. And this is a WhatsApp group. This is the Zoom registration link if you want to share it to your friends. And this is the course if you want to enroll for this particular training, batch number 150, which I'm delivering. You can enroll it for the course fees of 3,999, where you have a live training access as well as access to the recorded sessions of lifetime. Perfect. So let's get started about Python. Okay. If anybody asks you what is Python, participants, if anybody asks you what is Python, your best answer is Python is a programming language. If anybody asks you what is Windows, Windows is an operating system, right? If anybody asks you what is Oracle, Oracle is a database. If anybody asks you what is Java, Java is a programming language. In the same way, if anybody asks you what is Python, your best answer is Python is a programming language. There are many other programming languages similar to Python, like Python. So we are learning Python. Similar to Python, we have Java as a programming language. JavaScript is also a language. We have C and C++. We have also a language called Go, the C#. There are many programming languages available in this technology, in the technology world. Okay, so there are many programming languages available. Now, what is the use of this programming language? Okay, Sunil, you said Python is a programming language. First point that comes to your mind, why should we learn programming language? If you learn programming language, using this language like Python or Java or .NET, the many other programming languages, you can develop applications. We can develop applications using programming language. You may have a question, why should we learn Python? You can become a developer. You can develop applications using programming language. A calculator is a small standalone application. You can develop applications like calculator. OS-based applications like calculator. You can also develop applications like Book My Show. We all know Book My Show, right? We all know how can we book tickets online by using Book My Show. So these kind of applications. So these kind of applications where you can book the tickets. Agree? So these kind of applications like Book My Show or Zomato, flight booking applications, every day and day out, we use many applications. So all these applications, these kind of applications you can develop by using programming language. Not only Python, you can develop this kind of applications using Java, .NET also. So the main purpose of programming language is to develop applications. The main purpose of programming language is to develop applications. Next. So you know I have answers to a few basic questions. What is Python? Python is a programming language. And what is the use of programming language? You can develop applications using programming language. There are different levels of programming language, low-level programming language, medium-level programming language, and high-level programming language. So I don't want to get into details of low level, medium, what is low level, what is the advantage of low level, what is the disadvantage of low level. We don't want to, let's not get into those. Just understand that there are different 3 levels of programming language, low level, medium level, and high level. So Python comes under high level programming language. Python comes under high level programming language. High level programming languages are developer friendly. They're easy to learn. The syntaxes are very easy. Okay, it's easy for humans to understand and write the programs. Okay, Low level programming languages are machine friendly. Machine can easily understand that, but high level programming languages are developer friendly. So if you are aiming for Python developer, Python is very best course for you because it's very friendly. Your developer can easily understand the Python code, can easily learn the Python code and write the Python code to satisfy the client requirement. Perfect. So it's a high level. Now you know one more important point. Python is a programming language and Python comes under a high level programming language. Next. Who is founder of Python? Who is founder of Python? Udo van Rossum is the father of Python. So he is the main person behind building this programming language, and he has given this programming language in the year 1989. Okay, so when Python was introduced in the year 1989. Okay, why Python is very popular, especially in the current industry, in the current era, Python is the most preferred programming language. Most in-demand programming language. If you search in Google, best programming language. A lot of programming languages. If you look at this, Python is the most popular programming language today. Number one programming language. Okay, this is he explains about JavaScript. The best programming language to learn is JavaScript, Python. So Python is one of the most in-demand programming language. Python is an open source general purpose programming language widely used for web development, scientific computing. There are so Python is becoming very popular. Python is becoming one of the most commonly used programming language today is Python. Python has quickly evolved to the language and choice for most of the people. It's always recommended to learn Python. Python is easy to learn, my dear friends. Python is widely used. Python is easy. What else we want? Easy to understand, easy to learn, easy to code. Especially, I have seen many participants who fear about programming language. Okay, that's a false impression. Probably you have learned C, C++. Probably that could be complex, but Python is very simple. Okay, it's easy to learn. Okay, it's very simple, and I promise to be more simplified approach of learning, so that the more concepts are simple, the concepts are easy to understand. Perfect. Okay, so my dear friends, in the current trend, Python is most preferred programming language to learn. So let's learn about Python. Let's know more about Python. There are a few important points which everyone should be aware of Python. Python language is very simple and easy to learn, which is very important. Python is very easy, no doubt on that. Anybody can learn by themselves also. Self-learning can also be done. Such an easy programming language. It's an open source. You don't need to pay anything. So it's an open source programming. It's an open source technology. It's a high level language. As I told you, high level languages, medium level languages, and low level languages. Very important point you need to know that Python is a high level language. It's developer friendly language. It's platform independent. Once you develop a particular application using Python, you can run that particular application in any platform, whether it can be on Linux platform or it can be on Windows platform. It is not dependent on any particular platform. Next point. You can run it on Mac operating system, on any platform it will run. Next, dynamically typed. What do you mean by dynamically typed? I'll give you a theoretical understanding. Practically, we'll see it. You'll understand it once we get into practicals. You can create some variables in Python. Okay, you can create some variables in Python. For example, you can create a variable with the name A. But when you're creating a variable in some programming languages, you have to mention the data type, whether it is integer or not. You have to mention the data type. Variable A is an integer or variable A is a character. So you have to mention the data type. Whereas in Python, you just mention the variable name. You don't need to mention the data type of the variable. Okay, so this is called dynamically typed. You don't need to mention the type of the data variable, whether it is a number data type, whether it is a character type. You don't need to mention the variable data type. It is dynamically typed based on the value what you're storing. The data type is automatically gets converted. Anyways, we'll see practically understand about dynamically typed. Python is both procedure oriented as well as object oriented programming language. There are few programming languages which are only object oriented, whereas Python is both procedure oriented. You can write some procedures. Procedures are nothing but methods. Don't worry about the technical jargons. You'll understand it once we get into the practicals. You can also use object oriented programming concepts like class, okay, inheritance, method overloading, all this, or you can implement it. So you have the object oriented features as well as procedure oriented features. You have an extensive library. Most important advantage of Python comes with a great library. There's a lot of predefined functions which perform some predefined activities. There are a lot of libraries. Libraries in the code pre-develop the code. So if you want some function, if you want some frequently used functions, if you want to complete frequently used tasks, you don't need to write the code for specific frequently used functionalities. There will be predefined code. You can use that particular predefined code. Those predefined code is nothing but library. So a lot of extensive libraries available. You can use those predefined code to make your to complete your work much more easily. So these are the features of Python. Clear? So what all you came to know? You came to know Python is a programming language. Python is a high-level programming language. Python is used for building applications. Father of Python, you have to know Bodo and Rossum when they started. What are the prerequisites of Python? There are no prerequisites, my dear participants. There are no prerequisites. Anybody can learn Python. One of my friends' daughter is in 10+1. That is intermediate. So there is a Python for that school going children also. There is no prerequisite. I have seen Python is trained in 10th class students and the 9th class standard students. So such an easy programming language. There's no prerequisite. Anybody, there is no prerequisite, non-IT, IT, nothing. Anybody can learn. Such a simple and simplified programming language. Let's make it much more simplified. So my plan is to make it much more simplified so that it is very, very easy to understand. Okay, clear about this? Perfect. Next. Any questions? Any questions? Please raise your hand. Anybody wants to talk? Please raise your hand. Okay. Yes, Mohammed.
Hey, Sunil. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Please proceed.
Oh, okay. The content you are, collecting for this session. For this, what do you call that?
This
30 days of course, right?
Correct.
So, is it enough for the DevOps course?
Yeah, this
do
is
we have
more
to
than
learn
enough. More than
more than enough?
more than
Oh,
enough. Okay.
that's very good. That's
Perfect.
what I was looking for.
This is a basic Python. You can, it's more than enough for DevOps. It's more than enough for artificial intelligence and machine learning. You can, this course
Okay.
can be a base course if you want to become a full stack Python developer also. Okay.
Oh,
In fact, after this particular training session of 30 days, I want to start a full stack Python developer. So this will be the base for the second course, that is advanced Python. In case if the participants are aiming for Python full stack developer, even that can also be possible using this particular course. Okay. For DevOps, this is more than enough.
Oh, okay. That's my question. Thank you
Thank you,
so much, Sunil.
Sunil. Good morning, Shruti. You are now allowed to unmute, Shruti, and you can ask your question. I can see your hand raised. There's an unmute button.
Hi, sorry.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Actually, I have a small doubt. You told that it has a lot of extensive libraries.
Correct.
I would like to prefer one example. In
Mhm.
AWS, we are using Lambda function.
Correct.
Then we are writing some of the Python Boto3 template code.
Correct.
Is that extensive library available for that one?
Correct. You are right. You are right. Okay. So that are similar examples. There are a lot of libraries available. Shruti. Okay.
Okay.
So that's
That
one.
actually, I'm thinking every time while looking that code, that is a bundle of code, like 300 lines, 400 lines.
Pre-developed code, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yes.
Okay.
That's why
So
most.
those pre-developed codes are libraries. Okay. So we have to use that libraries as per the requirements. Shruti.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Python installation. As I said in the beginning, if you're very serious, please do hands-on. Not just theoretical listening to the sessions will not help you. Only when you do hands-on, then you can retain the concepts. So my sincere request to all the participants, please spend some time. Anyways, you'll be attending the live sessions. Spend some time to practice whatever we are learning day to day. At least 1 hour you have to spend doing hands-on practicals, whatever we are learning daily, so that the training will be effective. At the end of this 30 days, you have to feel confident about Python. So you will feel confident only when you spend some time practicals, when you do hands-on, when you practice whatever we are learning the examples. Okay. So let's learn how can we install Python. Python installation is very easy. Okay. So what is the official website of Python? The official website of Python is python.org. The official website of Python is python.org. So this is the official website. So in that particular, first you have to download the Python software. You want to install Python in your personal laptop, you have to download the Python software. So go to the website python.org. There'll be a downloads option. And in the download, my laptop is Windows operating system. So you have to download for Windows. In case if you're using Mac operating system, there's an option called download for Mac. So you have to download according to your operating system. My laptop is a Windows operating system. I'll be using download for Windows option, and I'll be downloading the Python software. So it is an exe file. So let's learn how can we download it. So that's the first step. It's downloading Python software in your personal laptop is the first step. Once it is downloaded, then we'll run that particular software and install it. So let's learn the process of downloading the Python software. So go to the website python.org. Go to the website python.org. So this is the official website of Python. So in this particular website, can you see download? In that there's an option called download 3.1.11.4. Yes. In case if you're Mac operating system, you have to select this particular option. So mine is Windows operating system. So I'll be using this particular Windows download for Windows. So where I'm downloading in my downloads folder. Observe what file is getting downloaded, my dear participants, an exe file. Observe what file is getting downloaded, it's an exe file. If it is an exe file, we need to first download the exe file. Let's download it. I want to download in my downloads folder. It's a very small software. I think it will just take less than a minute. I think we are done. You can see the download has been completed. A very small software of how much size? Small 24 MB software. That's all. Is it download complete? Just now we have downloaded this particular exe file. You can see it's a very small file of 24 MB. That's it. Exe file. Once it is an exe file, what you do, you run the exe file to install anything, whether it is Google Chrome or Mozilla, any application, you run the exe file, isn't it? So same way, we have to run the exe file, which is downloaded. Okay, and then install now. That's all. Python will be installed. As simple as that. First, download the exe file. I already have shown you how to download the exe file. Run that particular exe file. When you run that exe file, there will be one option, add python.exe to path. You will get this option. You have to check that particular option. So let's run the exe file. I think 1 minute. Python was already installed. Let me uninstall it. In my laptop, Python is already available, so I'm uninstalling it, so that I can show you from the scratch. I want to show you from the scratch, so let me uninstall the Python, which is already installed. In my case, it's already installed, so I'm uninstalling it, so that I can show you how can we install it again. Sirisha, good morning. How are you doing, Sirisha? I can see your hand raised, Sirisha. Please unmute and talk if you have any question.
Hi,
Good morning.
good morning. How are you, sir?
Doing well, Sirisha. How are you doing? Your experience,
I'm
your
doing good.
qualification.
I done with my degree, BSc. So now I'm working as a USIT recruiter. So I was much interested in Python.
As you're in US IT recruiter, you know how Python is in demand, isn't it? In
Yes,
US,
yes.
Sirisha?
Yeah,
You get
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of profiles looking for Python, right?
Regarding Python, mostly
full
clients
stack.
are looking for Python developers, full stack developers.
Correct. So that's a high
Yeah.
in demand. Am I right, Sirisha?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So you want to get into from a IT recruitment, you want to get into the IT side.
I want to get into IT side. That's the reason I was joined in Python. I don't have any
There are a lot
experience.
of technologies, right? You have AWS, DevOps, Python.
Yeah, I know
What,
about all
made
those
you?
technologies, but firstly, I just wanted to learn Python. Then I want to get into other technologies.
What is the next plan after Python?
I just want to be like a full stack Python developer. I need
Okay.
to learn that thing also. Then I get into some IT sectors. Then
Good.
I can go with some better future, right?
So you want to become a full stack Python developer.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Good. How do
And
you
I
know about this particular institute?
I came across from my brother. Actually, he took AWS training through your Logical Labs.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and I have a doubt after finishing with this Python,
This is which course? The basic Python course.
basic
Okay.
Python course. Will you provide us a certificate in the end?
You will get a course completion certificate from our training institute.
Do you have any assessments before giving certificate to us?
No assessments. I will provide you some questions in case if you want to assess yourself. But once you complete this, you will get a course completion certificate from our training institute. Okay.
Oh, sure. Okay. So what are your next plans? Like, are you giving us like AWS like training also after finishing?
Right now I have stopped AWS training. I have stopped DevOps training. We have other faculties who are providing AWS training and DevOps. Right now, my plan is to deliver Python and advanced, that is Django framework, that is full stack advanced Python. So that's my currently I'm interested in these two technologies to deliver the training. Okay, Sirisha?
Okay, Sunil. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You're based out of which location?
Hyderabad.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's continue. So I have downloaded this exe file from the website python.org. Okay, I have downloaded. You already have learned how to download it. Once the exe file is downloaded, we need to run the exe file. Let me double click the exe file. Okay. Make sure you select this option. That's what I have mentioned. Add python.exe to path. Many people will miss this. My dear participants, add python.exe to path variable. Make sure you select this. And we are installing Python 3.11.4 version. Okay. we are installing Python 11.4. So we have an option called install now. We have an option called customize installation. Please go with install now option. Please go with install now option. Okay. So let me install now. That's it. Are you sure you want to install? Yes. I also want, I strongly recommend my dear participants to get the best of the training. Training batch will be successful only from the delivery side. I should be very clear in explaining the concepts. From the receiving side, you have to do hands-on. Only when you do hands-on and you practice, you will maintain the interest. If you do not practice, I have seen many participants losing the interest and they will discontinue or they will not be regular to the batch. So if you want to maintain the momentum, you have to do hands-on. So please install Python in your personal laptops or desktops, which I'm showing you now, using the steps so that you can start practicals and you can start whatever we are showing you. You can execute the same examples. All the PowerPoint slides and the notes which I'll be using, which I'll be using in delivering the training, you will receive it from our portal logiclabstech.com. Even the recorded session will be available for you to play. Okay, setup was successful. We are done with it. Now tell me, just setup was successful. That's it, close. That's all. Now tell me, is Python is difficult to install? Not at all. It's very simple, like any other small software. It's an exe file. First, you have to download the exe file, run the exe file, make sure that you add python.exe to the path variable. That's it. Installation is done, as simple as that. If you want to verify, my dear participants, you want to verify whether Python is really installed or not. Is it successfully installed or not? You can confirm it. You can verify it to check whether Python is installed or not. Open the command prompt and just type Python. Open the command prompt. How to open the command prompt? So click on this, open the search button, and then CMD stands for command prompt. So open the command prompt in your laptop, and from the command prompt, you just use the word, you have to use the word Python. That's all. You should get some response. If you're getting some response, that's a proof that the Python is successfully installed in your personal laptop. Please observe here. Are you getting some response? Python 3.11. Okay. So 64-bit on Windows help copyright. So are you getting some response? Yes, you're getting some response. And you're getting three arrow symbols. That's a proof. That's a proof that the Python is installed. You'll get some response. If it is not installed, you get a message saying that command not found or something like that. So you will get some error. You're not getting an error. You're getting this response. If you're getting this response, this is a proof that the Python is successfully installed in your personal laptop. Perfect. Okay. Let's close this environment. Exit. Sorry. Exit, open brackets and closing brackets to close this environment, to close the command prompt. So my dear friends, I have shown you the process of installation of Python. I strongly recommend to install Python, as it is a very simple process. I strongly recommend to install Python on your personal laptops. Perfect. Next. Python installation is done. You have to understand what is IDLE. Python IDLE stands for Integrated Development Learning Environment. IDLE stands for Integrated Development Learning Environment. What is this IDLE, Sunil? What is the use of this Integrated Development Learning Environment? Okay. Now first, IDLE is a REPL tool. My dear participants, IDLE is a REPL tool. So generally REPL tool is responsible for reading the code which you have writing, evaluating the code, printing the output. Again, loop is nothing but again going back to waiting for the instructions. IDLE is REPL tool. REPL tool is responsible for reading the Python code, evaluating the Python code, printing the output, and then again loop is nothing but again going back to first step, waiting for your instructions, reading for your Python code. So it is used for reading the code which you write. we'll be writing the Python code. Where should I write the Python code? As I told you, I'll be showing you the first program. Let's say first program is some 3 lines of program or 4 lines of program or 5 lines of program. Where should I write the program? Should I write the program in the notepad? Should I write the program in Excel file? There should be one environment where I should write the Python code. Okay, my Python should understand the code and it should read that particular code, evaluate the code. If it is correct, the code is correct, it should give me the output and it should again wait for reading the Python code. You need an environment, my dear participants. You need an environment to write the Python code, to get the outputs of the Python code. That is nothing but integrated development learning environment. It's a learning environment provided by Python for learners like you and me to learn the Python concepts. It is an environment. Okay, perfect. I want to open the learning environment, integrated ideally. I want the environment so that I can learn Python. That is called integrated development learning environment. How can you open this learning environment? Very simple. How did you verify whether the Python is installed or not? How did you verify? By going to command prompt, open the command prompt. In the command prompt, what is the word you have used? You have used a word called Python. This will help you to open IDLE. What will open the moment you use Python? IDLE will be opened, integrated development learning, and this is an IDLE tool. This is an integrated development learning environment where you can write the Python code. So IDLE is nothing but the environment. Whenever you see 3 arrow symbols, that is nothing but IDLE. This is Python IDLE. What you're seeing is nothing but the Python IDLE, integrated development and learning environment, where you can learn Python in this environment. I want to write a Python program to display hello world. I want to write a Python program to display hello world. I want to display anything you want to display on the screen. You have a print statement. Okay, so anything you want to get the output, you want to get hello world, or you want to get your name in the output. Anything you want to get your name in the output, we have a print statement which helps you to print some characters on the screen. I want to print my name, or I want to print anything on the screen. You can do that by using the print statement. How to write the print statement, you can see here, using the word print. Open the brackets, whatever you want to see it in the output. I want to see my name in the output, so you have to mention it in single quotes. Just write Sunil, single quotes, close, and close the flower brackets. That's it. This is a print statement which is used to print some characters on the screen. I want to print my name on the screen. So this is the print statement. The moment I press enter, are you getting my name in the output? My dear participants, are you getting my name in the output? Please respond in the chat box. Am I clear in explaining each and every concept right from the scratch? Please respond in the chat box. Am I clear in explaining each and every concept right from the scratch? You need an environment to write the Python programs. That environment is nothing but IDLE. Sunil, how to open IDLE? Very simple. Open the command prompt, use the word Python. The integrated development learning environment will open. Now here you have experiencing Python. My integrated development learning environment is reading the Python code, understanding the Python code, giving me the output, and I'm ready for reading the next line. So that is called REPL tool. So integrated development environment is nothing but REPL tool. It will read your Python code, understand the Python code, evaluates whether it is correct or not. If it is correct, gives you the output, and again ready for reading for the next program. Perfect. So this is called integrated development learning environment. As you have installed Python, you are able to get this learning environment in your laptop or desktop. And I have learned how to print some characters on the screen using Python. Our first program is done. Your first program is 1 line of program to get some characters on the screen. Print line, open the brackets, close the brackets. Whatever you want to see, you have to enclose it in single quotes. That's the syntax what you need to follow to get some characters on the screen. I want to print one more line. So print, let's say I want to print something like hello world. Perfect. Yes, I am able to get some characters on the screen. Yes. So we have learned the first program to get some characters on the screen. Can you do some calculations in the learning environment? Yes, you can do that. You can perform some mathematical operations. You can have quickly calculations in your learning environment. Your Python can understand what you're planning to calculate and gives you the output. 10 plus 20. 10 less than 30. The condition is true, right? This is a condition. This is not an arithmetic operation. This is an arithmetic operation. You can use Python environment to perform arithmetic operations. You can use Python environment to compare and gives you whether the information is correct or not. 10 less than 30, the condition is true. It is written as true. How did I open this learning environment, my dear participants? How did I open the learning environment? How to close the environment? Yes, so how to close it? Once you're done practicing, you have to learn how to close the environment. Exit, open the brackets and close the brackets. This is how to close the environment. Once you close the environment, you will back to the command prompt. Now you're back to the command prompt. And how to close the command prompt? Again, one more time, exit is a command which helps you to close the. This is how to close the command prompt and how to come out of the environment. I want to open the environment again. I want to open the environment again. So open the command prompt, use the word Python, you'll be entering into the environment. Clear? So I want to open the learning environment. So open the command prompt. How do you open the learning environment? By using the word Python, you will be opening the learning environment. Yes, the environment is ready for you to understand the program. Super. Here you can write some characters to get some output. Perfect. How to close the environment? You know how to close the environment. So you know how to deal with the environments now. Perfect. Next point. I want to print my name on the screen. I want to print my name on the screen. Sunil, this is nothing new. We already have learned it. We have a print statement. Print, open the brackets, whatever you want to write, print on the screen. You have to enclose it in single quotes, close the single quotes, close the brackets. This is how to get some characters on the screen. Very good. Where I am writing the code. Listen to my question. Where I am writing the code. I'm writing the code in the learning environment. I'm writing the code in the learning environment. There's one more approach. I don't want to write it in the learning environment. I want to write my Python code in a separate file. I want to write the Python code in a separate file. You can also do that. You can write the Python code directly in the learning environment, or second option. The same Python code, the print statement, you can write it in a separate file. You can also do that. Okay, look at this. The same statement which I have executed in the learning environment, the same statement I'm using it in a separate file. I'm writing it in a separate file. This is the Python code. Same, right? Whatever the Python code I'm using here, the same Python code I'm writing it in a separate file. You can write the Python code in a separate file. When you want to run this particular Python code, when you're writing in a separate file, you have to save the file with extension .py. All the Python files, my dear participants, all the Python files are saved with extension .py, like I have mentioned here. Save the line of code in the form of a file with extension .py. File name can be anything. For example, I am writing my Python code in the notepad. I want to save this particular file. You can do that. Where do you want to save it? Let's say I want to save it in E drive. In E drive, I'm creating a new folder. Folder name, I'm writing it as our batch is 11 AM batch. So I'm writing it as 11 AM. That's a folder name. What's the folder name? 11 AM in E drive. Participants, try to understand what I'm trying to do. In E drive, there is a folder called 11 AM. In this particular folder, I'll be saving the Python file. This is a Python file which is having one line of code. How to save it? Go to file, save as. Where do you want to save it? I want to save it in E drive. Just now I have created one folder called 11 AM. In this 11 AM, what should be the time type? It should not be text file. Change the save as type. By default, text file, not text file. So saying the save as type, mention it as all files and mention the file name. File name can be anything. something like ABC dot. What should be the extension? .py, very important. All the Python files should be saved with extension .py. This is something new you have learned now. Yes, this is a Python file. My dear participants, you can see this is a Python file. My Windows operating system has also recognized this particular file as a Python file. It's not an Excel file, it's not a Word document, it is not a text document. My Windows operating system has also identified that it is a Python file. How my Windows operating system can understand it's a Python file? Because all the Python files are saved with extension .py. You may have questions, Sunil. You have saved the Python file, very good. How can I open the Python file? You can open it, right click. You have an option open with. You can open it with Notepad. You don't need any more editors, just Notepad is enough. This is the Python file. It's a 1 line of code. It could be 1 line of code or 100 lines of code. Don't worry. You are learning how to write a Python program in a separate file, and you also know how to save that particular Python file with extension .py. All the Python files are extension .py. Very good. So you have learned how to write a Python code in a separate file. Next, what's the next step? Sunil, how should we run this particular Python file? Very good. You have learned how to save a Python file, how to write the code in a separate Python file, how to run the Python file. Participants. How to run this particular Python file. Now I'm showing you how to run the Python file. Look at this. If you want to run this particular Python file, abc.py, open the command prompt. Let me close this environment. Let me close this again. From the scratch, open the command prompt. Right now, your command prompt is in C drive users folder. But where is your Python file? Your Python file is not in the C drive, it is in E drive, right? So go to E drive, E colon. Right now I'm in E drive. In the E drive, where is the Python file? Your Python file is in the 11 AM folder. CD stands for change directory. 11 AM is a folder name. Yes, now you're pointing to the location where the Python file is available. Now, how do you run this particular Python file is very important. Very important, very simple. How to run the Python file by using the word keyword Python and mention the file name which you want to run. My dear friends, mention Python, just don't press enter, just Python and mention the file name. That is abc.py. This is how to run the Python file. When you mention the Python file, when you mention abc.python file, the Python file gets executed. How many lines of program? The file is having only 1 line of program. You already know it. That's a hello Sunil program. So Sunil, I think the output will be Sunil. Are you getting the Sunil? Perfect. So what is the important point is not the 1 line of program. The important point what you have learned now is you know how to write a Python code in a separate file. If I'm clear, please type yes in the chat box. What is the new thing you have learned? You have learned not only the learning environment, you also have learned how to write a Python code in a separate file. Next point, you came to know that every Python file is nothing but with extension .py. Okay, it can be 10 lines of program or 100 lines of program. You know how to write a Python program, say a file with extension .py. And how do you run the program by using Python followed by the file name. This is how you have to run the program. Thank you. Perfect. So this is our agenda for today's session. So you now know more about Python. You are now comfortable in writing a Python code and running the first Python code. I'm sure you're curious. I'm sure you will install Python in your personal laptop. I'm sure you'll install Python in your personal laptop and you will be writing a Python file, first Python file, and I'm sure you'll be running the first Python file and you will get the outputs. I strongly recommend you to do practice after the training to get the best of the course. Did we complete our agenda? Am I clear in explaining each and every concept? I hope you're happy with the day 1. Okay, so this is our plan for today's session. Let's end the training. See you tomorrow, same time, 11 o'clock, using the same link. The same Zoom link what you have used today, the same way you have to join tomorrow, because tomorrow, first 3 to 4 sessions are the demo sessions. So what's our plan for tomorrow? We already have started our first program. We'll be getting into more concepts of programming in today's session, in the tomorrow session, same time at 11 o'clock. Before closing, let's have a couple of interactions. Yes, yes, please.
That file, I have written a program in command prompt. It's working, but you told about the next step was saving the file in Notepad and
Correct.
running. Yeah, that I didn't get.
You have not got it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Getting-
I think you have saved that particular file in desktop or somewhere. Agree? Isn't it?
Yes.
Or my documents or downloads or somewhere, isn't it?
Yes.
Make sure your path should not have spaces. Okay. Make sure your path should not have spaces. So I strongly recommend, instead of saving the file in desktop, Soundarya, don't save it in desktop or my documents. Like how I have created immediately in the E drive or D drive, create a simple folder with your name or something like that. Save it in that particular folder. Make sure your folder name should not have any spaces. And now create a simple file and run it Soundarya. You'll get it. Okay. Perfect. Make sure your folder is very simple. Don't go for saving it in desktop where you have a lengthy path. Okay, save it in D drive or E drive and run the program so that you will get the output. Satish Reddy, good morning. How are you doing, Satish? How is today's session? You are now allowed to unmute, Satish. Good morning.
Hi, Sumit.
Good morning, Satish.
Yeah, good morning, Sumit. Thanks for
How is today's session?
I have a query about the Python download.
Tell me, what's your question?
Currently, I'm using a Windows 7 system.
Windows 7.
Yeah, which version you can prefer until I
No
get
problem.
it?
You can use the latest version like how I have done. It works on Windows 7 also. Okay.
Okay, I
No problem.
think if I'm not wrong, it's mentioned that you cannot use in Windows 7 or it's given some notes.
I
That's
think
all.
your Windows is a 32-bit operating system. Isn't it?
Okay.
What
Yes.
is the operating system? 32. So you have an option called Python for 32-bit operating system. Download that software. Okay.
Okay. Sure. I will try.
Yeah. Jay Kumar, how are you?
Fine, sir. What
I
about you,
think,
sir?
is it the first time you're talking, Jay Kumar? Did we speak before?
I speak before, sir.
Okay.
I joined Python in 121 batch, sir.
Okay. Okay, Jay
After
Kumar.
that one, I joined full stack web development also, sir.
Oh, very good. Which is already going on.
Yes, sir, going on.
So in full stack, Jay Kumar, the point why I'm delaying because I want to give hand holding. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
The real hand holding of, for example, yesterday what we have learned is session management. You are experiencing how hand holding application development happens from the scratch level. So that's the reason I'm not hurried to complete the batch. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I hope you are understanding.
Sir, one
So
more
bits
question.
and pieces are very, very important, especially for a full stack development.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. My experience, I am having 17 years of teaching experience. Sir, how to change from this teaching field to IT, sir?
You are in the right track. First, you gain the concepts. Okay. And obviously, one thing, Jay Kumar.
Sir.
There are only two ways to get into IT industry. One is fresher. The other one is by mentioning the experience. Anyways, we cannot apply for a fresher. The only option you have to project your experience in your resume. Okay. Jay Kumar.
Yeah.
So you have to project at least 3 years of experience in your resume. Okay. In the interview right now, as the demand is very good for the right professionals. More they will check your subject knowledge. If you are able to convince your subject knowledge in the interviews, the rest will be formalities. Okay. So, so all the best. Keep learning.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
My dear participants, one more final call before completing. I think Kalim Basha is waiting for a long time. Kalim?
Hi, Sunil. This is Kalim here.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How about you, Sunil?
I'm doing well. Kalim, your location, please.
I'm basically from Tirupati. Yeah, actually, it's second time I'm interacting with you. Year before, I interacted with you when you were delivering, AWS.
AWS, 1 year
online
back.
system. Yeah, a year back. That's true. I'm really glad to have this wonderful session today. I'm really fortunate enough. And here my query is that Actually, I'm purely from non-IT background.
Okay.
So as the before case that you had a talk with the person.
As you've
and
seen today,
from-
just today we got 2 success stories, Kalin. Okay,
right.
from the participants.
I'm also from teaching background. I have 10 years of experience in teaching.
So I just want to convey this information. There are a lot of people from lecturer background. They made their entry into IT industry, especially from our Logic Labs technologies. Okay.
Right. Sunil, I'm very much interested to develop my career into full stack.
Full stack.
A developer.
Okay. This is
right?
first step. First step is basic Python, what we have started today. After completing, you have to join the full stack development course where we learn how exactly we can use Django framework for building applications.
Sunil, can you recommend what are the other fundamental technologies to be learned to become a full stack developer apart from this Python?
Apart from this Python, right now every developer should also have an exposure about how exactly cloud will work. You already had exposure towards AWS cloud. Okay. Only AWS and Python full stack. This one and the second step. What after this will be enough. Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
One more final call. Polusanya. Ahmed.
Yeah, good day.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah.
Your
Thank
location,
you for
please.
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Oh,
Yes.
Ahmed, many participants joined from Nigeria. Are you from the reference?
Yes.
Okay. Who referred me?
Yeah, Idris.
Idris.
Yes.
Oh, okay. How is he doing?
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you.
How is today's session?
Yeah, this session was good. It was fine. So
May I
at
know
least,
about yourself and your experience?
Yeah, well, I learned PHP in the past, but I just feel like Python is the most sorted program. So it's in high demand in my country here. So
I
just
came to know
hoping-
Nigeria, IT professionals are very, very in demand in Nigeria.
Yes. So I just felt like let me dive into Python
Get the
because
best.
there's a limit to PHP. So Python is more powerful. So I just
When you want to, as you are already in the PHP, you know how exactly web development happens. Okay, having knowledge in Python will help you to become. You can definitely easily get into the latest technology and upgrade yourself.
Yes. So I really enjoyed the session.
Thank you.
Hoping,
What's
yeah,
time
hoping
for
to-
Nigeria now?
Yeah, 7:46 a.m.
Early morning 7:40.
Yes. So
Okay.
I really love the time because before I go to work, so but I would like learn a lot so that my hair is still cool and I can learn early in the morning before I go to work.
So this is the right time for you. Okay.
Yes, it's the right time for me.
Perfect. Be regular. Do hands-on. Whatever we are learning, get the best of the training. All the
Thank
best.
you very much. Yes.
My dear friends, I am sure you have enjoyed the session. See you tomorrow at same time using the same meeting link where we learn more about Python. Same time at tomorrow at 11 a.m. as per India time. Have a good time. Thank you very much.